Okay, welcome back again. We are moving on to our new topic. Next application of light. That is a topic which might be well familiar for you. We'll just discuss it qualitatively and to some extent some of this one or two technical terms quantitative. Okay, so you might be well familiar with fiber optics or optical fiber. In the late 90s or 20th centuries and all, you might be seeing this optical fiber cables with its end illuminated with light. Okay, at least you might have heard of this optical fibers, which is popular in like entertainment industry and all. So, what is optical fiber basically? So we are going to discuss here is just an introductory part. Then what are optical fibers? The evolution of optical fiber, what is the basic structure and working principle, and how we are going to classify the optical fibers, and what are the peculiarities of optical fiber communication system, and advantages, disadvantages, applications of optical fibers, and what are the some technical terms like numerical aperture and similarly acceptance angle which is related to optical fiber. So we'll discuss in this class we'll discuss only the qualitative aspect, and then in the next class we'll discuss some of the quantitative aspect. Okay, so what is optical fiber? You can see in this picture, at least by seeing this picture shown insert, you might be knowing what is this is a you might be seeing this optical fibers. Normally it was like in the beginning of 20th century and all, it was one of those common showpiece items in the showcase and all, like the light transmission in optical fiber. Okay, so fiber optic or optical fiber, it refers to a medium and the technology associated with the transmission of information as light impulses along a glass or plastic wire or a fiber. Fiber optics means we are transmitting optical signals, that is light signals, through a fiber. And this fiber is a transparent fiber which could be made of plastic or glass. Plastic wire, fiber or glass. And what is the peculiarity of this fiber optics? The term fiber optics start basically in the communication system. It was like in need of an hour to have a channel for transmitting like higher bandwidth information or for carrying a large amount of information. We were in search of some channels with minimum losses. At that time, which boosted the communication industry or communication arena, was this fiber optics technology. In the earlier times and all, we use normally copper wires as a transmission channel. Like most telephone companies, long distance transmission are now optical fiber, which just replace the copper wires of the earlier times. And basically the need or the use of the optical fiber or the optical fiber technology started its voyage or journey like it as a channel or a medium to send information. It was a medium for sending information, large amount of information, and such a medium is known as optical fiber. And optics, I mean light waves, is used for transmitting information through this optical fiber channel. Okay, like evolution of optical fiber dates back in 1880 when Alexander Graham Bell was having this trying to invent telephone. At that time itself, it was dated back during that times, and like he was having the patents on tubing technologies and all, like transmission through light transmission through guided wave guides and all was investigated during that times. And it was and this the explosion took place in 1960, and this area is particularly important as far as optical people are concerned, moving to its technological part. That is, this 1960 marked the year of discovery of laser by Theodore Mayman. That is 1960, and this made a lot of breakthroughs in the field of like application of optics, like technological arenas, exploring the technological arenas of this light, that is laser. Laser was first introduced as a light source in a fiber optic cable, and later on high losses were discovered, and like the technology was more refined in 1970s and 1980s, 1990s and all. It was commercially started using in the telephone networks. Okay, so long back in 1980s itself its application started. And like basically this medium will be having a structure, and this figure or this picture shows the structure of a optical fiber with core at the center, and it actually consists of coaxial tubes. The inner coaxial tube is called core, and it is surrounded by another cylindrical coaxial tube which is called cladding, and both core and cladding is again rounded by or encased by a buffer coating, or it is also known as sheath, sheat, sheath, th. Okay, this figure also shows the structure of optical fiber, which is having a glass core. It could be having a glass cladding or it could be a plastic cladding, and again covering there will be plastic covering, which is known as a buffer cover or a sheath. And what is this glass core? It is a central tube which is having very thin size made up of optically transparent dielectric, that is an insulating medium, and carries the light. Basically its application started in the communication industry, so the its duty was to carry light from transmitter to receiver. Normally for any sort of communication system there will be a transmitter, the transmitting end, and another there will be a receiving end, and in between we need a channel for transmitting this communication, and the channel is our optical fiber. And normally the diameter of the core will be around 5 to 100 micrometer region. And surrounding the glass core, normally there will be a glass cladding, or it could be a plastic core and a plastic cladding also. So this is again an outer optically transparent material medium surrounding the core, having refractive index lower than the core. That is a very important point. In order to guide the light waves within the optical fiber, we need this the refractive index of core should be greater than that of cladding, or the refractive index of cladding should be lower than that of core. And because of this reason, this is the helping hand which keeps the light within the core throughout the phenomena. And one of the basic like phenomena that helps or guide the light wave through this optical fiber is the phenomena of total internal reflection of light, which we will discuss soon, and you are well familiar with that too. And again, surrounding the cladding there is a plastic covering or sheath, and it is this plastic covering that protects the fiber made of silicon or something, and the diameter of this fiber after coating will be 250 to 300 micrometer region. And micrometer is what? 1 into 10 raised to minus 6 meters. So next we are moving on to the working principle of an optical fiber, that is how is light getting passed or guided through an optical fiber. When the important point to be noted here is light is traveling from a denser medium to a rarer medium, right? When a light ray travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium such that the angle of incidence is greater than a particular angle called the critical angle, what happens? The ray, instead of refraction, the ray reflects back into the same medium, and this phenomenon is known as total internal reflection. And in the optical fiber, the light ray undergoes repeated total number of total internal reflections until it comes out of the other end of the fiber. Even though whether the fiber is bent or twisted, light ray passes smoothly by total internal reflection. And this is the picture. I'll make it clear for you. Here, this is a denser medium and this is a rarer medium. And if light is passing along normal, what happens? It moves undeviated along the normal. Now, suppose the light is moving from denser medium, making an angle theta1 with the normal, such that when a light ray is moving from a denser medium to a rarer medium, light ray bends away from the normal. And this is the first case, and I'm increasing the angle of incidence such that the refracted ray or angle of refraction go on increasing with increasing angle of incidence. Since this is happening because the light is traveling from denser to rarer, means the light ray moves away from the normal, and here you can see it is moving away from the normal, and once at a particular angle of incidence, and this angle of incidence represented by theta c is known as critical angle. What happens at this critical angle? The angle of refraction will be how much? It is how much? It is, yes, it is 90 degree. So at a particular angle of incidence called the critical angle, the refracted ray will be along the interface separating the two media, or the angle of refraction will be 90 degree. And further, if you are increasing the angle of incidence above the critical angle, what happens? This ray, which was at interface, what happens? It moves inside the first medium itself. And this is what's happening in total internal reflection. Light ray which is traveling from the core reaches the cladding interface. What happens? Such that it hits the cladding interface at an angle greater than critical angle. It undergo total internal reflection and light get continuously transmitted within the fiber. So next is total internal reflection in optical fiber. That is light signal 1, which is shown as blue in color, and another signal 2. And you can see a fiber optic cable which is bent or just slightly twisted or something. And light ray undergoes total internal reflection and which pass on smoothly to the other end of the optical fiber. So basically, we started using this optical fiber cable, and we were in a hunt of a technology such that it carries information, a large amount of information at a single instant of time, and we were in search of that. At that time, it got like this technology came into being, the fiber optic technology. For basically it was pointed out for the communication field. So what makes it relevant for the communication industry or technology was its larger bandwidth. The bandwidth transmission readily available within a single glass fiber is more than 100 gigahertz. With such a large bandwidth, it is possible to transmit thousands of video communications or dozens of video signals over the same fiber simultaneously, which was not possible with the copper cables that we used earlier. Irrespective of any sort of weather, the information, data or video or combination of this can be transmitted easily over an optical fiber. That made it popular in the communication industry. Whereas only a very less number of independent signals alone can be sent through normal metallic copper cables and all we used in the earlier times. And it is highly immune to any sort of electrostatic interference, which was not possible with the copper cables that we used earlier. As optical fibers are being made of glass or plastic, which is insulating material, and it is what we can say. Any sort of external electrical interference or noise won't affect the transmission through this glass or plastic fibers. So, okay, the result is noise-free transmission. However, this was not possible with the metallic cables made of metals, and they are good conductors of electricity. All sort of electrostatic interference occur for metallic wired communication systems. And there was no crosstalk fiber system was immune to crosstalk between the cables caused by magnetic induction. In the earlier times and all, while we have wired telephonic communication, we used to hear the voice for other conversations and all, and it got reduced considerably by using this optical fiber cables. Whereas in a metallic cable, crosstalks result from the electromagnetic coupling. Some magnetic induction occurred between two adjacent wires. And another peculiarity of optical fiber is it is having very small in size. It is ideal for transmission medium for ships, aircrafts, and buildings and all. And it is having a reduced size and reduced weight also. And it is having another important attractive property was it was having a lower cost. The material used in fiber is basically silica or silicon dioxide, which is one of the most abundant material, which is the soil on earth, resulting in its lower cost. And the optical fiber costs are considerably getting reduced day by day. And next reason why we choose optical fibers is that they are more secure than the metallic cables. And due to its immunity to any sort of electromagnetic interferences, the optical fiber can be used in more secure environment. Although it can be intercepted, it is very difficult to do so because at the receiving end an alarm would be sounded. If you're trying to intercept or hack any sort of information, there might be alarms. And it is ensuring greater safety for the wired system. Okay, and the electric nature of this optical fibers, it was as it was insulating, eliminates all sorts of hazardous situations like due to sparks and all. It got avoided. It ensures greater safety. And again, another point is it is having longer life and easy maintenance. It is having a longer life and easy maintenance. So another important attribute was its longer life and easy maintenance. A longer lifespan of about 20 to 30 years is predicted for an optical fiber cable as compared to 12 to 15 years that was possible for conventional cables. That is, and next what we are going to discuss is types of optical fibers. Based on the material, there is like plastic core, plastic cladding, plastic core, glass cladding, glass core, glass cladding. And based on the mode of transmission, it is divided into single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. And again, on the basis of index profile, it is also known as on the basis of refractive nature of the refractive index, it is called step index fiber, and second one is called the graded index